30 years ago, Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank fought for the second and final time, ending the biggest British rivalry we've ever seen. See, but the thing is with genuine rivalry is that it never really ends, it never really goes away. It's waiting for the perfect time to be reignited. On the 8th of October, live on DAZN pay-per-view, the Benn-Eubank rivalry will be reignited as a fight that none of us expected to happen will happen. Conor Benn will take on Chris Eubank Jr. and they will finish what their fathers started. This is Face Off. Conor, we now know that you asked for this fight. You wanted to fight this man. Your team sent the contract over to Chris Eubank Jr. Why?
It's the right time to make this fight.
So many other options at 147, right? I mean, a lot of people have been talking about the likes of Avanesyan, maybe you going to America, Keith Thurman's name been mentioned. You've got so many big fights for you, money fights as well at 147. Why go up another weight class, 2 weight classes, and take on someone?
This is bigger than money. This is legacy. This is heritage. There's history here. Domestically, it don't get much bigger than this. You know, I'd say it's one of the biggest fights of the decade.
I'll ask you then what I'll ask Conor. You've got opportunities at 160 or 168, right? You're on the cusp of a world title fight. You're in a division that's got a lot of big money fights as well. Why this fight?
It's groundbreaking. It will never happen again. And it's never happened before. That excites me. We are going to make history. 2 legends captured the imagination of a nation, became superstars 30 years ago, and their sons now getting in the ring, and people calling it a trilogy. It's the stuff of legend. It's the stuff of fantasy. It doesn't get bigger than that.
But you're on the cusp of a world title shot. Conor's not at 147. Do you feel like he's bitten off more than he can chew by taking on you?
Yeah. It's a big ask, but he has big balls. I respect that about him. It makes sense from a business perspective. From an ability perspective, it doesn't. He'll obviously tell you different. You don't know until that bell goes.
He says it makes sense financially. From an ability standpoint, he doesn't think you're ready for this one.
But that's his opinion, and it's completely irrelevant. He's going to say that. I get paid. I've got plenty of paydays. Look at his trajectory and look at mine. It says enough.
You don't think he has the boxing ability to compete with you?
Is that really a question? I mean, there's levels in the game. He's never done anything like this before. I've done this for years. He doesn't know what it feels like to walk into the fire, you know, in front of 20,000 people. He hasn't done that yet.
No, I have, just to correct you.
Well, if you have, you haven't headlined.
It makes no difference
to me. It hasn't been of any significance.
Yeah, but you're talking about pressure. It makes no difference to me.
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
Okay, well, that's your opinion.
You don't know
That's your
it.
opinion. No,
you will know.
No, don't be trying to tell me what I feel.
Well,
don't be trying to tell me what I know.
Because I've been there.
No, you ain't.
I've walked your path. I was you once.
Oh, come on, mate. Listen, stop playing that
No,
old man
there's
card.
nothing. We're not playing.
You're playing that old man card.
There's no games.
Yeah, but you are.
This is serious.
I'm telling you how I feel. I'm not asked where it is. I'm not sure. I asked about the pressures. You're the one talking about pressure. I deal with pressure. No problem. I said I come here on my own and left my family. I come here on my own. I dealt with this myself. No one holding my hand. You know, you're talking about you're going to father me and all that. Clearly, you've got father issues.
No, I don't.
Oh, clearly you do, because I don't need no daddy. I'm good.
No, well,
you need him holding your hand early on in your career. Let's not talk about pressure.
There's pressure for both of us. If you're going to say there isn't, then
I'm sweet, mate. I'm sweet, mate. I'm just focused on getting the job done. Okay.
Yeah, there's no pressure right now because we don't have gloves on, and you know, we're sitting in our clothes, and we've got people around here. There's not a pressure now. But when
well, you must feel that way. I don't feel that way.
When that bell goes, and you receive that first little jab on your chin.
Okay, well, you're first that big right hand on your chin.
You're going to feel the pressure.
Feel that. Yeah,
and you're going to understand,
we'll see.
Shit, this is what he meant.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
We're here now.
Yeah, we'll see.
And that's the exciting thing about this. We're going to find out something we don't know about Conor Benn. We don't know how he deals with adversity. We've never seen him we've never seen him get hurt. Will he be able to come through that? We don't know. You know, he's an unknown entity. He's on a hot streak right now, knocking out guys. The hype train is there, you know. But this is real.
Hasn't he got a point though, Conor? In terms of those big fights, in terms of headlining, you've not had that yet. Doesn't mean you can't do it yet, but we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's fair. And you know, there comes a stage in your career where you do take risks. And this is that jump. This is that risk for me. I'm going to go in there and do exactly what I plan on doing, the same way I've done with every other single one of my opponents who said I can't box, who said I can't do this. More experienced fighters, former world champions. Talk all you want. You know, talk is cheap. When we get in there, we'll see, won't we?
But you do understand that.
Yeah, I understand. You've been in with.
I am not who you fought.
And that's completely fine, but talk is cheap. You aren't who I thought. You're probably the best fighter today. Yeah, I'll give you that.
No, it's not
you know,
probably.
more experience. Come on, mate. Put your ego aside. Leave your ego at the door for once. For once, no, because you talk everything you talk. No, I give you respect. You're a good fighter.
I am the best fighter you're going to face.
But I still think you're the most underachieved
Don't
fighter.
say probably.
Go back. So you think he's underachieved in his career?
1,000,000%. Hey, what are you, 33?
Not yet.
Okay,
Give me a break.
32, 33. And what have you done, really? You beat a washed-up DeGale. You lost to Billy Joe, lost to Groves. Had another fight with Liam Williams. What have you actually done at the age of 33?
I've defeated 32 opponents. Okay. The 2 losses I have on my record, points losses, close fights. What I've done is create my own lane, make my own name, walk my own path.
So you think you're out of your dad's shadow?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, people know I'm the real deal. People know what I can do when I'm in adversity.
Who said that?
Everybody in the boxing world knows what I'm capable of.
I completely disagree.
Well, that's okay.
What have both of your dads said? When you both phoned your dads when this fight was being spoken about or announced, what did Nigel say?
He just can't wait to get over it. Think about, put yourself in their shoes. Who would have thought their sons would have been fighting? Or have been at the same level or same generation, you know, where the fight can happen. It's never been done before, so my dad's just over the moon. He just said, go out there and do the business, do what you got to do.
Any hesitation from Senior?
Yes. He said, don't take the fight. Don't take it because it's not the right time. Wait a year, get a few more wins under your belt, let him get a few more wins, build the fight, build the hype, and have it in a football stadium next year, because this fight does that. The quick turnaround that we've got now, we can't put it in the stadium. So his thing was wait.
You didn't obviously listen to him?
No, I wasn't willing to risk not happening. Anything can happen. The opportunity is here, it's now. I haven't really spoke to my old man since. Hopefully I can get him in the corner on the night. Hopefully Conor can get his old man in the corner.
Oh, he'll be here. He'll be here.
That's the stuff of legend right there, imagine that.
Is it personal between you two because of the history? I mean, can you guys put that aside and just make it business, or is there an element of, for you, get back because your dad didn't get the win over Eubank, for you protecting the family name? Is it personal?
I'd say it's personal in that sense. You got to remember, his name's been mentioned alongside mine since I turned pro. Irrelevant of how far apart our careers were, irrelevant of the age gap, the name's always been mentioned. So for me getting the victory, it really does feel like, yeah, Dad, no, I took care of that. I took care of that. It's now 1-up. Well, it should be anyway.
Is it personal for you, Chris? You've always been very much just business.
Yeah, like I said in the press conference today, he is not somebody that I hate or even that I dislike. You know, I'm indifferent. On the flip side, it is personal because of what has happened in the past with our fathers. The way his old man treated my father. Just being a kid and seeing what he had to go through to deal with his old man. The pressure and the mental suffering that he had to go through leading up to their first fight, the injuries, and, you know, watching my mother have to take care of him after their fights, him going to hospital, his old man saying that he hates my dad. You hate my father? That makes it personal. I can't let him avenge his father's loss.
You don't think this one goes the distance?
I don't think so, no. And I think he's thinking it's going to be a walk in the park. As you've said, you think you can be...
I am underestimating.
Okay, but then that's fine then.
I can't not underestimate him.
Why?
He hasn't been in there with any, you know, dangerous fighters.
But isn't it fair, though, to say, even though he hasn't been in, so far, the people that he has fought, he's dealt with?
Yes.
So doesn't he come with this unknown quantity factor?
He has a promising future in his weight class. But you just can't put someone like Conor in with me and expect him to be able to win. It's physically impossible. You have the fire, you have the spirit, like your old man. That's not going to be enough. I'm usually right with my predictions when it comes to fights, especially in my fights.
Mate, you thought you'd beat Floyd Mayweather and you'd line out Golovkin. I ain't taking... Fuck. Come on, mate.
Golovkin will get it.
Oh, shut up. Stop talking rubbish,
No,
please.
no, he will.
Oh, you are talking rubbish, you do. So this is why no one can take what you say seriously.
After we fight, Golovkin's next on the hit list, as long as he doesn't, I don't know, go and fight some random guy.
As far as I'm concerned, you lost your pen, mate. So let's not talk about Golovkin's ducking you and all that.
Well, he's not ducking, but he's taking obviously the best fight or the biggest payday in Canelo. You can't knock him for that. But you know, everything happens for a reason.
Do you respect Conor as a boxer?
Why wouldn't I respect him?
Because you've said 60% of you would beat him.
Yeah.
As opposed to 80, 90 to 100%. Is that a level of not disrespect?
No, it's not disrespect. That's how I feel. I'm looking at him and his ability, and I'm gauging on what I have to do, or the amount I have to prepare to beat the man in front of me. And I say it's 60%. I do respect what he's done. You know, I know how hard it is to grow up with a father, done what he's done in the sport, and then you have to come in and emulate that and be compared to that. It's a tough road to walk. So I respect him for that. But I also know what my ability is. I'm not going to kill myself in this training camp.
You're laughing, Conor. Why'd you laughing?
It's just funny.
Usually I go 8 weeks without sex. I abstain for 8 weeks. You know, week by week, the longer you withhold, you know, you build testosterone.
How has it come to this? And what are you talking about?
I'm going to abstain for 2 weeks for you.
I don't really care. No one asks you about your sex drive and what gets you going.
Canelo, Golovkin, they get 8 weeks. Saunders.
This is just mind games, isn't
No,
it? Really?
no, this is
You
the
don't
truth.
really talking rubbish.
You don't really believe.
Saunders gets 4 weeks.
Conor gets 2.
Conor Benn gets 2.
Well, clearly.
Jake Paul will get 1 week. So you're not at the bottom of the barrel, but you're close.
You know I have to talk some shit, don't you?
I'm a bad boy.
Yeah, come on, mate. But it's half amusing because you're just an amusing geezer.
It's amusing now. It's not going to be amusing on the night, but.
You think you're a better boxer than
1,000,000%. Harder puncher, for sure.
Harder puncher?
Okay, he's got experience, he's got size. I'll take that away from him. What is there?
Harder puncher?
It doesn't matter. This is all irrelevant. It's bullshit. Come on. At the end of the day, the bell's going to go, and maybe I've drastically misread the situation. You know, maybe I'm wrong. We're only going to know truly who's right and who's wrong when that bell goes on October 8th.
I want to talk about the weight. We know now it's going to be 157 pounds. You've not made that weight since, as you said, you were a teenager. How much do you think that takes out of you, fight night?
40%. I can't be 100% coming down to a weight which I haven't been since I was 18 years old.
Why is this fight not at 160 then? Whose decision was it?
You're the one who suggested the weight.
Well,
That's why the weight's at the weight.
You suggested the 157.
no, they came at like, I think they came in at like 153 or something stupid like that.
As far as I'm concerned, me and my team agreed straight away. At whatever weight it was, 157. We agreed it straight away.
My knowledge is that they had a lesser weight and we had to go back and forth over a period of time to get to 157. Definitely wasn't, all right, I'll fight at 157. It's going to be tough for me to make, but I will make it.
Would you have preferred Conor, be honest here, maybe to have 1 or 2 more at a higher level before taking on Chris Eubank?
Not really, again, self-confidence. You know, every fight at this level now is a risk. Whether it's Furman, Ugas, it's all a risk. They weren't available, so now Eubank takes their spot.
You've mentioned that he's not ready. Is it enough going points with Conor Benn, knowing that this is, as you say, a level down from what you previously fought?
My goal, as it always is to punish my opponent until they quit or until they get knocked out. This fight's no different.
Conor, are you expecting to stop Chris?
I believe I can.
No one's put him down before.
They're not me. You know, I believe in myself and I believe I'll get the stoppage.
What was that look there between both of you? Was it almost like a, how dare he thinks he can put you down when others haven't?
He has to talk that way. He has to believe that. He has to have that madman mindset. I get it. You know, I'm the same.
You guys just went nose to nose downstairs. The size difference?
It makes no difference to me. He's 6'3", 6'4", he can be 5'8". It makes no difference to me.
So you've been on the other side, right, where you fought George Groves and he was 20 pounds higher than you, so you understand being in there against a bigger guy. You're the bigger guy this time. How do you take advantage of it?
I understand the taking the shot at greatness. When there's millions in front of you, it doesn't matter how big the guy is. You're going to take your shot. I did the same thing against Groves. We're prize fighters. This is what we do. I'm the naturally bigger man, so I have that advantage, but he has the advantage in that he doesn't have to cut any weight. So I think it's fair.
Have you thought about losing? Have you thought about what it means for your career?
I said it. If he pulls off a miracle and beats me...
It ain't going to take a miracle, though.
No, it is. It is. But if you do it, I have to retire. You know, so that's a huge pressure. I've never ever said this.
You know,
ever.
you're in for a shock, you are. Yeah, you're mad, you are.
I know I am mad. You know,
Yeah,
that's
but
just
there's
what it is.
madmen, and then it will take a miracle for Conor to beat
Ain't
you.
no miracle.
No,
Listen,
it's
you got
a
someone sitting
miracle.
there who'd rather fight YouTubers.
An act of God is what it would be for you to
Yeah,
beat me.
Okay.
An act of God. If you beat me,
Okay then. Be a man of your word then. You retire then.
I'm always a man of my word. So that's another reason why this is personal. Because I love being a fighter. I love the sport of boxing. I don't want it to end.
You're just talking rubbish. It's full of waffle. You are, mate. You're just talking rubbish. You're in for a shock of your life. You know that. No, you are. What, you think I'm gonna be a walk in the park?
I mean, yeah, on a nice summer's day.
Again, mind games.
He
He doesn't
mate,
think,
mate,
Chris,
listen,
you don't really think this is going to be
Listen,
that
it
easy,
makes
do
no
you?
difference to me because I'm still going to go in there and try and iron him out. You know, all I need to be is 60%, and you know, or I'm going to be drained, and mate, no one cares about all that. When I beat you, I don't hear no excuses.
No,
I don't hear no
absolutely
excuses.
not. If you pull off the miracle,
Come on.
I'm going to give you full credit.
Well, no, but you're coming out with all that rubbish
No,
already.
but I'm telling you
you're
now.
Coming now, but you're
I'm
coming out
telling
with
you
that
now,
rubbish already.
if you were to beat me, I give you full credit and I walk away from the sport. So it's not an excuse. I believe it's a physical impossibility that you get anywhere close to me. Prove me wrong.
I ain't got to prove nothing to you.
I'm the only one you have to prove it to. I'm the only one that's in the ring with you. Your friends, your family, your fans, you don't have to prove anything to
Mate,
them. They're just guys
listen,
watching.
Listen, you think what you want.
You have to
you
prove
think
it
what
to
you
me.
want. All right, you think what you want. Ain't gonna make no difference.
I don't think, I know.
Conor, how big a step up do you think this is?
Oh, it's a big step up. I'm confident. Yeah, it's a step up from Algieri, Van Herden. Obviously, a step up in weight. That's all there is to it. He's a ferocious. He's spiteful. He punches with intent, and he punches to hurt. But so do I. You know, so I'm expecting fire.
He said it's lose-lose for him, right? If he wins,
And why take the fight?
Because this has never been done before, and it never will be done again. And yes, I'm getting paid an absurd amount of money. There, I said it. But that is not the reason why I'm taking this fight. I'm taking it because I want to be able to say that I did something that's never been done before. That is what excites me.
When does fight camp start for you, Chris? Conor, you've already started.
I've been in camp, mate, because I'm a hungry young fighter. I'm not busy calling out YouTubers on Twitter.
I'm a businessman.
2 weeks, sorry. He only needs 2 weeks.
No, that's 2 weeks of abstinence. I'm going to have an
Whatever it
8-week
is.
camp.
Yeah, whatever it is.
But, you know, I'll leave my girlfriend alone for 2 weeks. That's enough time for him. My camp starts after this interview.
Is it with Roy?
At the moment, no.
So there's no trainer?
At the moment, no, there is not.
Do you think he's taking you lightly? When you hear this
I
stuff?
need my old man.
Right,
I need my old man's input, and I haven't got it yet. I can't have Roy Jones in one ear and Chris Eubank Senior in another. Can't work. I have to pick one or the other. And for this fight, it has to be my old man. But he hasn't told me that he wants to be involved. As crazy as that sounds, his old man's front and center. He's ready to go. My dad is he's a different animal. He has a different spirit. And I hope he comes on board.
I want predictions from both of you. Come on, Chris. How's this fight play out?
It plays out any way I want it to play out. I'm gonna go in there and have fun. I'm gonna enjoy the moment.
I'm going to go in there and have fun too. It's neither here nor there.
You know, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna knock him out in the second round or, you know, I'm gonna outbox him. I'm not saying any of that, it's boring. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna enjoy my time in that ring. It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
Conor?
I'm going to meet you head on.
No, I don't believe that.
Oh, come on, mate. What else you think I'm going to do?
I don't believe that.
What do you think I'm going to do
don't-
now? I'm
you
going to
know,
come in there and take it straight to you. That's what I'm going to do.
You know, you have the fire now.
I ain't have the fire. I do it. This is what I do.
No, yeah,
When
you
talk
do
about
that,
it, I
but
do it.
when you've got a killer in front of
Okay. You ain't no killer, mate.
you, when you've got a killer, when you've got a barbarian, a savage in front of you, you can't fight him like you fight a Chris Algieri.
Okay, well, we'll see, won't we?
So
We'll see, won't we?
I think that he's gonna see what it feels like to be in there with a barbarian. He's not gonna come straight
That's
at me.
supposed to sound intimidating.
I don't think he's gonna come straight at me. If he does, wow. I don't think his balls are that big to just run straight at me.